Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Community Corner. I've got a new friend of the show with me this morning. His name is Rex Howe, and he is the president of Tri-State Bible College in South Point. Rex, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning to you, Bill. It's great to be with you. I'm doing well and excited about the things that are going on at the Bible College.
Well, it's great to have you on here. I know we've kind of went back and forth for a little bit trying to get each other at the right time and everything was convenient for both of us. But for our listeners, since you're new to our show, would you please tell them a little bit about yourself and your family?
Well, I am a Wheelersburg native. I graduated with the class of 2000, and after my wife and I married in 2005, my wife's name is Amy, we moved to Dallas, Texas, so that I could pursue a seminary degree at Dallas Theological Seminary. All of our children were born in Dallas. We have a 12, 10, and 8-year-old, and they are now Wheelersburg Pirates as well. After ministering in Dallas for a little while, we moved to a little farming community called Lisbon, Illinois, where I pastored for 6 years, a little church there. And in 2020, I received a call from the board of directors at Tri-State Bible College to return to my alma mater, my undergraduate alma mater, and become the 6th president of Tri-State Bible College.
Is that something that you have always aspired to, or was this a call about a calling?
That's a great question. I'll tell you, Bill, I had always dreamed of coming back to the Bible College. It had an incredible impact on my life. It was the beginning of my Christian discipleship, and it led to all of the subsequent opportunities that came up in ministry and traveling and doing ministry. I've been to several different countries. I've been on New Testament manuscript expeditions, but it all started because of Tri-State. And so I really had hoped one day that I would come back and be like a professor while I pastored somewhere in the Tri-State. And God had other plans. He arranged for really both my wife and I to return to our alma maters. So I'm at Tri-State as the president, and my wife is at Ohio University Southern as a nursing professor where she graduated. So we just felt that God was arranging this. And really what was amazing about it, Bill, is that on our anniversary, we got our final answer from Ohio University. So we feel like God really orchestrated this return to be back home and back in your family.
Well, I'm sure that you are where you belong since God put you there. And on top of it, you're back home as well. I mean, that's got to be comforting. Not that the areas that you came from in Texas and Illinois were in any way not the right place, because I'm sure they were the right place at the right time. But you're back home now, and I'm sure that you enjoy it and your family enjoys it.
That's right. I'm an Appalachian boy. I mean, I have the hills and the valleys in my heart, and those of us who grew up here know what that means. There's a particular way of life here and a particular culture that, and even in the Christian faith, there's a particular way in which I think we experience the Christian faith here that is maybe a bit unique. And so it feels like home. It's good to be home, and my wife and I and our family, we're excited to be able to contribute to the community being back home.
Well, Rex, there is a big event coming to Tri-State Bible College in April. Please tell our listeners about this event. It's a second annual one, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. It is our second annual Appalachian Ministry Conference at Tri-State Bible College on Tuesday, April 25th. The doors will open at 8 a.m. The conference will start at 9 a.m. and it'll go until 5:30. So it's a one-day conference. We planned this conference last year out of a burden that we felt that people who are doing Christian ministry in Appalachia need a common place, a hub, if you will, to come together, to be together, and to be equipped and affirmed together. And that was our heart, and we didn't know how the response would be. We prayed for 100 people to come last year, and 154 came. And so we were just so excited about that. And we're planning for about 200 this year to come to Tri-State Bible College on April 25th for our second annual Appalachian Ministry Conference.
That's a wonderful turnout. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. I can see why you would be happy with that. I know the core message doesn't change, but given how our country, the state our country's in at the moment, how has the approach to Appalachian ministry changed?
That's a great question. I really appreciate that. It's really only been recently that the context of Appalachia has been researched from a ministry perspective. A lot of people don't know this, but Appalachia really stretches from Georgia all the way up through Maine. Our tri-state area here of South Central Ohio and northeastern Kentucky and western West Virginia, even most of West Virginia, is in the north central Appalachian region. And each of the sub-regions in Appalachia are different. And for the conference, we try to gear the sessions to touch on specific issues that we know churches and people in ministry are dealing with in their situation. So, for example, we have a number of breakout sessions, 14 total, and we have one gentleman, Jason Lowe, who's going to be coming and doing a session on hope for pastoral searches in Appalachia. What does it look like to do a pastoral search as a church in Appalachia? Jason has years of experience in doing this, and a lot of our churches in Appalachia are without pastors. And so how do you, as a church deacon board or church elder board, trustee board, how do you manage that situation in a hopeful way? Another a couple items that are, I think, speak to the area would be the homeless situation in Appalachia. How do we bring hope? How do we bring hope to the unhoused community in our Appalachian tri-state area? Wayne Walker is a great friend from Texas, so he's not an Appalachian, but he has years of experience with a ministry called Our Calling in Dallas, Texas, ministering really as a pastor and a founder of an organization that's been wildly successful in the city of Dallas. So he's going to come and share what he's learned, and then we can take that and learn how to apply it in our area. We have David Lambert, who's the founder of Mended Reeds in Ironton. He's also a professor at Tri-State Bible College. He's going to do a session on hope for recovering families in Appalachia. David works a lot with folks in the addiction recovery community. He knows the challenges. He helps and ministers to people through Mended Reeds. And so he's going to speak to people who are doing ministry about how do we help these families who are going through these challenges. Some other instances, this one might be kind of interesting for pastors. We have Dr. Mark Phillips, who's our academic dean, will be talking about hope for an irreligious Appalachia. A lot of people think, when you look and drive around the region, you see a lot of churches on a lot of corners or on a lot of hillsides. But the statistics would say that while about 80% of people in our region claim to be Christian, people who attend church more than once a month is below 30%. So there's some sort of discrepancy there. Yeah, there's a disconnect. So Dr. Phillips is going to talk about what does this irreligious aspect of Appalachia mean, and how do we bring hope to people who may describe themselves that way.
Well, you're certainly covering a lot of ground at your conference. Where do you see the future of the conference headed?
Well, that's an exciting question to think about. So if we're limited in space at Tri-State, so if we were to grow beyond 200 people in attendance, then we would have to think of a multi-day conference, a possible alternative location. So this year is really a year that will dictate the future of the conference. If it continues to grow, then we'll have to really rethink how we're going to offer the conference in subsequent years. We feel like we've struck a need. The attendance last year, people were so grateful that we were offering something specific to ministry in this context, and they had great feedback. One of the best things about the conference was the feedback that we got about how we can make it even more applicable to an Appalachian ministry context. So we think we're just going to grow numerically and as far as the substance of the conference.
Well, that is exciting indeed. I wish you the very best. Where can our listeners go to learn more, not only about Tri-State Bible College, but also the Appalachian Ministry Conference?
The best place to find out, like most organizations, is to go to our website, and that is tsbc.edu. So the abbreviation, Tri-State Bible College, tsbc.edu. You can also call us at 740-377-2520 if you're not real handy with the internet. But the best place to find out more is the website. You can learn more about the school, what we believe, and the programs that we offer. We have amazing programs. We're an accredited college right here in the tri-state area for Christian education. And we have a particular page. You'll see a little gold banner at the top that says Explore Appalachian Ministry Institute, and that'll take you to the institute and the conference information. We have early bird registration until April 1st at $20. Then it goes up to $40 in the month of April. And we have a special rate for senior pastors at $15, and that does not change throughout the registration period. We would love for you to come and visit Tri-State and do a little tour of our campus. We have an amazing library, Bill, that's open to the public. You don't have to be a student to get a library card and check out books. We've got over 30,000 volumes on the Bible and theology there that not a lot of people know about. So we would love to have you visit.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rex, I can see that taking place. As we wrap up, what's the one thing that you want people to know about Tri-State Bible College?
Well, I would say two things, Bill. Number one is we're an Appalachian institution. So when you come to our conference, you're going to have a book exchange table. You're going to have soup, beans, and cornbread for lunch. We're going to have Chosen Road doing bluegrass gospel music. And we are Appalachian at heart. We want you to know that. But the lasting thing that we want you to know is that we are offering access to believing biblical higher education right here. We have online classes. We have live hybrid Zoom classes, but we're also residential, and that's really the heart of who we are. You can come and study and get a deep knowledge of God's Word and the Christian faith, and you don't have to leave home. You don't have to leave Appalachia to get it.
Well, that's a great way to close us out. For our listeners, again, we've been talking with Rex Howe, who's the president of Tri-State Bible College in South Point. Rex, man, thanks for taking time out of what is obviously a really busy schedule to be on the show. I hope to have you back, man.
Hey, I'm so grateful for your promotion and for your opportunity here, Bill, to talk more about the Bible College.
God bless, man. Have a great day.
You too.